Canelo did Jake Paul dirty, and let me tell you why.
So we had a signed contract to fight. Here you can see Canelo's signature and my signature to the right, claiming he's not fighting YouTubers. Bull. Look at the poster. We were announcing Tuesday, February 11th.
Before we start, I get the narrative of Jake Paul is pretty bad. About 90% of people who watch boxing hate Jake Paul. The other 5% are fans of Jake Paul. Then the last 5% are boxing fans who respect anybody who hops in the ring. I'm that 5% who respects any boxer who goes into the ring. Let's go back to Jake Paul's boxing history. Started around 2020 doing influencer boxing. That's when influencer boxing picked up in general. Logan Paul, KSI. Jake Paul was fighting Nate Robinson, knocked him out. Called out Ben Askren. Everyone picked Ben Askren to win. Jake Paul knocked him out. Everyone starts to call it rig. Everyone starts to really hate Jake Paul now because he's trying to treat it as a serious boxer. Even though he's going in fighting pro fighters, pro athletes, and beating them. He's not considered a pro boxer. Yet, a prospect fights a dude with a 3-127 record, a journeyman, and he's a real boxer. But Jake Paul fights an MMA fighter. He's not a real boxer. Either way, Jake Paul then fights guys like Anderson Silva, knocks out Tyron Woodley, a former UFC champion. It's all rigged. It's all fake. So he fights Tommy Fury. Finally, a real boxer. Tommy's a real boxer, whether you like it or not. Just because he's a celebrity outside of boxing doesn't mean he's not a real boxer in the ring. Alrighty? Fury beats him. Good fight. Jake Paul, a former Disney star, former YouTuber, putting up a good fight like that against a pro boxer, that had my respect. That's when I actually started to respect Jake Paul. People wanted to see Jake Paul fight real fighters. Well, he did. He loses, okay. Losses happen in boxing. And then people write him off. So then Jake Paul continues to fight. Anderson Silva, Nate Diaz, fights 2 journeyman boxers. Well, not even journeyman boxers. Guys with pretty solid records. Even though they're a bit inactive, it's no different than what regular prospects do when they're starting off their career. Alrighty. Fights Mike Tyson, which we all knew was a money grab. Alrighty. Nobody actually should have thought Mike Tyson had a chance at winning. Almost 60 years old. It was a money grab. And Jake Paul took it easy on him. It's not like Jake Paul beat him down and said, yeah, I'm the best boxer in the world. No, it was a money grab. And it worked out. Business, right? Boxing's a business after all. And then, of course, he wants to fight Canelo. Everyone says Jake Paul should fight a real fighter. He's trying to fight a real fighter with Canelo. And Eddie Reynoso said that the fight was going to be happening. Eddie Hearn said the fight was going to be happening. Canelo signed the contract. The poster was made. And then, of course, Turkey had to get involved because, like Jake Paul said, Turkey could not fathom attention away from Saudi Arabia. So he throws everything they got. $500 million, I believe, something like that, for a fight contract, just to see Canelo fight the same level opponents he's been fighting, right? I mean, he wants to fight Sarase, Charlo, Eubank Jr., Crawford, 2 weight divisions lower. I mean, that contract, these Canelo fights are very overrated in the future, but that's another topic. So then Canelo's just trying to leverage, right? Trying to take advantage of it, trying to pretend he's going into negotiations with other fighters so Turkey could come chasing, come crawling to him. And it worked out for Canelo's favor. But what you do is you don't sign a contract. You don't make a deal. You don't go into negotiations and sign these contracts, like I said, and then back out. That's a coward move. That's a dirty move. I get it. It's easy to hate Jake Paul. I get it. People are so happy to see Jake Paul get screwed over. But that's a coward move. I get it. We live in a society now where loyalty is not that important anymore. Promises, deals, professionalism is not that important. But that's a coward move. I'm on Jake Paul's side on this. I mean, he was in the negotiations, was professional. Canelo signed the contract, backs out, and everyone, of course, attacks Jake Paul. It's kind of a coward move from everybody. From people bashing Jake Paul, from Canelo himself, from Turkey, the shady business. And listen, if you wanted to try to get more money out of Turkey, that's fine. Just have rumors that he's going to fight with Jake Paul. Don't actually sign the contract. You see, I respect anybody who steps in the ring. I get it. It's easy to hate Jake Paul. But he's wanting to fight big fighters. He's wanting to fight good fighters. If he wants to get knocked out, then let him. But let's actually see it. Let's actually give him a chance. He's working hard. From 2020 to now, you can't say he hasn't gotten better. From 2020 to now, you can't say that he hasn't fought good, solid opponents that regular prospects would probably lose to. A regular prospect just starting out would struggle with Tommy Fury, would struggle against guys like Tyron Woodley, Anderson Silva. Anderson Silva beat professional boxers, right? Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. I mean, these are solid opponents that Jake Paul was fighting. And of course, he doesn't get his respect. Either way, I'm not trying to defend Jake Paul. I'm not a fanboy of Jake Paul. I'm a fan of boxing. I'm a fan of anybody who steps in the ring. That old saying, anybody who steps in the ring deserves my respect. It's a dangerous sport. Jake Paul is taking punishment. Alrighty, he was taking hard shots. We saw it in the Anderson Silva fights. We saw it in the Woodley fights. We saw it in the Fury fights. We'd see it in the Canelo fights. It's not rigged, alrighty? Canelo would probably do some damage, but if Jake Paul's wanting to take that risk, Canelo obviously negotiated. Canelo obviously welcomed it. Canelo's trying to act all tough, saying, "Oh, I don't mess with YouTubers." He signed the contract, righty? Jake Paul called him out in that video, and it was facts. It was facts. Listen, I like Canelo. He's one of my favorite fighters, but I'm just saying, I made this video because I know I'm in the minority, that people are on Canelo's side, on Turkey's side. I'm on Jake Paul's side on this. I wanted to make this video to explain my reasoning. It's a coward move to sign a contract, go into business with somebody, and back out, ditch them, just for your own interest. I mean, it's fine if you really want to do that, but don't just back out and then ghost them. Try to discuss it again. Try to go, okay, well, maybe this won't work out. I'm going to back out. Don't just back out and ditch him. All right, it's a bad move, coward move. So I'm on Jake Paul's side with this one. I know all you guys in the comments are going to call me fanboys, all this other stuff, Glazers. I mean, I already been called it all when I defend Jake Paul. But Jake Paul's becoming a real boxer. He's trying to become a real boxer. He steps in the ring and fighting real fighters, real pro fighters. He wants to fight Canelo, let him. It's no different than Canelo fighting Crawford. Canelo's going to squash Crawford like a bug, okay? So if Canelo wants to squash Logan like a bug, spin his head around, let him. Let it happen, righty? Canelo's trying to say he doesn't want to entertain the fight, but yeah, he did. He signed the contract. That's all I'm trying to say. Coward moves. Listen, boxing's weird lately. We're making the big fights, but it's some shady business lately. It's some coward moves. It's some glazing. It's weird. It's like really weird. It's like the way people treat Turkey and Saudi Arabia. It's weird. People act like big fights never happened before 2022. People act like big fights never happened ever since Turkey got involved, right? People act like once Turkey got involved, well, then the big fights happened. People think that guys were just fighting local guys from the pub for world heavyweight titles, right? Let's not forget how big fights we used to get. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's weird. It's a younger generation who I feel like just started watching boxing around COVID. It's weird. I don't know. Let me know down in the comments. Make sure to subscribe. Best boxing content on YouTube. I'm out, guys. Peace.